So yeah, Sid.
May you rest in peace, you unnecessarily beautiful bastard.
Much like the rest of this game, the best thing that can be said about him is he was very pretty.
I don't know, he's kind of an alright boss fight. I mean, weren't we earlier saying that it was the best boss fight in the game?
Well, it probably is. Also, he might be the only NPC with an actual agenda. And now he's dead, and we're left wondering what to do.
Well, a coherent agenda. Plenty of people in this game purport to have agendas, but they're all entirely bullshit.
Yes, so this was just masking loading times very stealthily, I guess.
Ah, the old Mass Effect treatment.
Yes. And all Metroid Prime, but more exciting things happened there. Oh great, we're in another one of these rooms again.
Jump in.
Did the last one have a bright green line on it, or was that just me not remembering?
I legitimately could not tell you.
Probably slime gel.
Yeah, so, but this is actually something, say, these are three-way battles. They're back, believe it or not. Square remembered they were a thing. And this time, though, they have a little bit different gimmick. You only get the immunity where they keep fighting themselves if you get a preemptive strike on them. Otherwise, they just all immediately start attacking you, and the only difference from a regular battle is that they all have half health. And getting a preemptive strike in this game is a crapshoot at best, so...
So basically the fights are kind of like Metal Gear Solid 4 then.
Hey, and that also has elevators. The parallels are astounding.
And it looked really good. I don't know, it generally played a bit better than this game though.
Did the cutscenes make more sense or less? What do you say?
I guess they don't
Ooh,
train the
that's a
seed in
dangerous
peace.
question to ask.
Gotta admit, I only watched the Let's Play, but it's basically like playing the game, right?
Yeah. Bits of it are fun to play.
Alright, so, yeah, these guys will totally ignore us.
Okay.
It's a free preemptive strike. They will literally ignore you.
Tactical stealth action.
Unless you run right into their face.
If only more enemies were programmed like this. But yeah, I must admit I have legitimately forgotten about the infighting between monsters. It is another thing that could be neat if it didn't need to be incredibly scripted and they didn't forget about it 90% of the time, much like preemptive strikes more or less, because they never work unless they're set up.
Yeah, eventually, like way later in the game, you'll be able to set up preemptive strikes pretty much at will, because you'll finally be able to buy Deceptisol. But that's not until like right at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I mean there are other factors that contribute to that, mostly a little loosening of the corridors, let's keep it like this. But it's still not a mechanic that works for most of the game, which was introduced really early into the game, so it's again showing problems mostly with pacing of everything.
I think Lightning Returns had a bit more balanced approach to it.
I'm actually excited for that coming to PC, because I was waiting for it to get cheaper to buy it maybe on Xbox, but now I can wait for it to come on Steam.
I want to play it on PC just so I can play with a frame rate above 20.
And yeah, I haven't played it yet. I played 13.2, as I've maybe mentioned before, and I really liked it. But I have heard only good things about Lightning Returns actually, so there must be something that is to be gained from this disaster piece. The sequels are good.
Well, for a certain value of good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more entertaining than 13, but I realize that people have legitimate complaints about the game.
Well, 13.2 is entertaining in a whole lot of different ways. I think we were saying earlier that it's bad for pretty much all the opposite reasons that 13 was bad. Although it has some things in common.
For one, the story certainly didn't get any better.
Do we have a choice of paths here? Holy damn.
even get a cutscene.
What? This is some next generation shit here.
Oh no, it's just one of these things again. You got my hopes up and everything. So is this literally just a couple of force fights with the least fun enemies in this place?
No, that was it. It was just that one fight. That was the whole point of this room. They gave you a cutscene, they threw that dude at you, and then the doors opened again.
Non-linear gameplay.
Yeah, this is probably the worst part of this part, because it's really just copy-paste corridors. I think that giant rooms are not much fun to traverse because you kind of actually can get lost a little in them, but at least they're interesting to look at. It's just corridor, elevator, corridor, corridor, elevator, and some long-ass fights in between.
And the occasional big open room where you walk across a bridge.
Thankfully, we are almost done with it. We're heading down to the 5th level, which is the final one.
God, you been counting?
And actually, I've had a big problem with this place in general all the time, because it is the Ark, you know, that evokes memories of a ship in me. It's like, does this ship have seriously 5 stories and gigantic rooms full of nothing in there? And how am I supposed to envision this from outside? I'm completely lost. But you promised that we will have a glimpse of it from outside, or we had already, but still, I cannot reconcile it with what is happening in here.
Well, what do you think all those artists were doing? Talking to each other?
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous. Why would the artists talk to each other?
Talking. There is enough talking in this game already.
You're not wrong.
You know, I fucking hate these birds because in 32 it is almost impossible to avoid them, and you want to avoid most of the enemies there. They just jump your shit all the time.
How was that a preemptive strike? I mean, they ambushed you.
The thing about those guys and preemptive strikes is that when they jump down and they activate themselves, it takes a second before the game registers them as, like, actually active on the field, and if you hit them before that point, it gives you a preemptive strike.
Game design. So are we there yet?
We are there. This is the final room.
Holy fuck. Oh, they're just not gonna let us go without another one of these. Or another 2 of these.
2 of these, yes.
Oh cool, so this is why the video is so long.
You wouldn't. Would you?
Cocoon Fal'Cie planning to use these?
I almost just ran right by both of them and was like, yep, fuck this shit.
But the sweet experience rewards, you might end up underleveled.
But yeah, no, we're done.
Cool. But wait, if we're done, then why are we Crystariuming?
Alright, so you might remember from after we beat Sid, we got a Crystarium expansion, and they are very, very expensive now. The next level is 4,000 CP a pop.
This is tier 9, right?
Tier 8.
Ah. I thought we already had tier 8. Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah.
So if you are going to invest in a side roll, now is the good time to do it. Because, I mean, at this point, the main rolls are so expensive anyway, you might as well pick up something a little extra.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a while before the CP output starts catching up with that.
Yeah, I mean, we just fought like 4 of these gigantic fuckers and still only have a total of 10,000 CP. So it's like the rewards they should be giving, and some of them were really optional. They should be far greater and allow you to like make half of this circle here. But no, it's not.
They should also have a skill tree system that doesn't fucking suck. But that's a whole other problem.
There is one exception to the thing about Tier 4, and that's this. Vanille, as the very first thing on her medic tree, has an ATB level.
Yeah, that's where, by the way, that's where the next ATB levels are. They're in the Crystarium, because why the fuck not? Fuck it, game design.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only one worth going up to right now. Otherwise, you're better going and clearing out all the leftover nodes from the.
It's kind of like Hope's commander role in that respect, because he gets 2 abilities straight away, and in fact he gets Ruin straight away, which is actually not terrible for him because Hope's good at magic.
Some of the guys have an early accessory slot, right? Or am I misremembering? So that might be worth going for.
There's, I think, somebody does. I don't remember who off the top of my head.
I could go and look this up because I know there's a guide that just lists all the Crystarium stuff, but really, why the hell would I be asked to do that?
So okay, wait, outside shot.
Looks like
Not-
it's a dead end.
Quite? I'm not quite. I don't know where this is supposed to be.
This is an area that some artists spent 5 years designing, and by god, they're gonna put it in the game somewhere. That's what this is.
I mean, this looks like it could be awesome if you could like fly around in here with some vehicle or whatever.
Oh, also, did you notice Fang just told us what was the deal with this place? Did anyone catch that? Did any of it matter?
I have had enough of this. Where's the way out?
Way out?
Follow the
Who
corridor.
said there was one?
Bring it on.
Wait. No, that's not how those cutscenes go together.
Yeah, I feel like we missed a scene.
But until that happens, I'm gonna make Sarah proud.
Oh, he's still holding onto that thing.
I couldn't bring myself to admit that this tear meant goodbye.
Why is he
That's
monologuing?
why I kept searching for her.
Because he just had a big idea from seeing the Sid fight, and now he's gonna tell us about it.
This was the most pointless and overreaching gesture just now. Gonna throw this tear
Now
up.
I get it.
Camera will follow it.
What this
Then I'm gonna
tear's
catch it
been
again.
telling me is to not
So
let
has
her
he just
focus
been cogitating on this whole time?
Foul sea we should
He had a
listen
quiet
to.
moment of character development,
Sarah
and now he needs
and
to tell us
Reigns.
all about
Do
it.
you know why?
Because God forbid we see character
This doesn't
development
matter.
as it happens.
What matters to me is that we protect Cocoon, whatever it takes.
Same here.
Okay, so we're not gonna blow up Cocoon.
I'll help you do it.
I'm having a hard time keeping track of this.
You know, I had a hard time keeping track if we're even on Cocoon anymore.
I'm in.
But I think we are, right?
Yeah, we're in the arc that's in the middle of Eden. I mean, technically speaking, if we really wanted to, we could just waltz right next door over to Eden Hall and be done with this.
There you go.
Which door? Where is the exit?
If you all want to go it on your own, then so will I.
Oh no.
Fang,
I know Fang's supposed to be the contrarian one, but
they hate us for being the
come
same.
on.
What's it to me
Yeah,
if they
this
die?
seems just a
Better
little
that
bit
than watch your friend
arbitrary,
go
you know,
see.
but that might just be me.
If you don't have the nerve
It's
for it,
almost as
I'll
though
do it myself.
the writers suddenly realised far too late that every character was supposed to have one massive emotional breakdown, and they forgot to write one, and they just put it somewhere.
You turn Seath and there's no coming
Nah,
back.
I'm just imagining it.
It's completely absurd because Fang, on the one hand, she's probably one of the most grounded characters in this entire party, apart from SARS maybe, so it doesn't make any sense for her to be freaking out over this in the way she does, but she would have plenty of opportunities to freak out about other things, which are completely ignored.
So who do you think it's gonna be this time?
Something that could be far more awesome were it not FF13.
Oh, I don't know, I think this one's alright.
What's he doing here?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Come to take
Bahamut.
pity on me? Come to take care of a broken Lassie?
And why the hell not?
That
Nah,
makes
let's
it
just fight it,
help us.
whatever.
Yeah, help. That's what Eidolons do. They help us.
Oh, I thought we were gonna fight, but we're gonna exposit, I guess.
If we can't decide what to do next,
well, yeah, this is
then
the
come
plot
put us
dump
out of
chapter,
our
remember?
misery.
Wait, so you haven't made up your mind yet?
So yeah, that's how they resolve the great mystery of the nature of
What are you
Eidolons.
doing?
By just
Protecting one of
shoving
our
it in the middle of an
own. We
otherwise
can do
unrelated
without their
monologue.
brand of mercy.
Yeah, but that
And we
doesn't
don't
solve
need a Fal'Cie's
anything.
orders either. I'm fighting this focus to
So
the end.
you gotta have to admit,
We all
it
are.
was a nice story
So
gameplay
please,
integration that
fight
Snow
with
was the
us.
one blocking that shot.
Well, he's not good for anything else. Hey, fuck.
Aww. Remember all those paradigms we set up?
Yeah, they're all gone. And, you really, really don't want to mess around with Bahamut.
So, what have we got?
Well, we have a big angry dragon.
Okay, but I was asking about paradigms.
Yeah, you can visibly see me there like, alright, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, at least we got Combat Clinic.
Something that would be really useful right now.
Yeah, except the person who has Raise is dead now.
Oh.
Hey, but I mean, the Gestalt Gauge is going up really quickly.
And yeah, we're just gonna...
Maybe we should just metaguard for a while.
We're just not gonna do this one. That's not gonna work. So let's try this instead.
Hey, at least this way the game actually lets us change our fucking paradigms. Christ, come on. Maybe I should just post this rant in the thread again. Maybe it hasn't gotten old yet.
Why doesn't the game let me change my fucking paradigm?
Alright, Bahamut, take 2.
Yes.
So what actually is the deal here?
Deal is debuffs and guards, which are, you know, coincidentally the things that Fang does.
Well then. I guess we're covered then?
Yeah, pretty much, you want to start in Matador. As soon as you get Imperil on him, switch to Mystic Tower, and yeah, you'll see. It does not take very long for this to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're kind of tearing through this. Like, I guess you better revive Vanille. Oh no, wait, you can just win straight away.
But I think it is moderately easy to do it with another strategy because his gauge goes up so far, but it is made harder by the need to constantly heal. Like, if you're doing it in any other way, you really need to protect yourself very well, and it can easily be overwhelming because he puts out so much damage.
So yeah, 43 seconds.
Also, Bahamut's vehicle form is Bahamut.
Yeah, this is what I don't like about this. This could be far cooler, but he's like, okay, he's this buff muscle dragon, like Final Fantasy X style, that's fine. And then he turns into a leaner and less threatening looking version of himself. Like, what? Why?
I don't suppose
You did have enough time on the artwork.
Right. No? Alright. Okay. Listen. Keep our
Yeah,
eyes on the
we're
goal
not
and we'll
gonna
figure
see him
something
again.
out. Alright.
I actually used him quite a lot because he's fucking Bahamut. Bahamut is cool. And Fang as a leader is also, but still, it's disappointing when he gestalts.
Yeah, Fang's a really good leader, and you know, if you're gonna summon, you might as well summon with a good one.
Yeah.
Here's a shocker for you.
Also, hi, this road just suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Writing.
Yeah, I mean, where is the door? Ah, it's over there after plot.
Whatever it is the Fal'Cie want, we're the ones
So
who
the
decide
side effect of, you know, gameplay plot integration is that Fang had a mental breakdown that lasted 43 seconds.
Well, you know, she is the most well-adjusted of the group, so, you know.
Except for these 43 seconds.
I would expect her to get over it
Look at
quickly.
that.
What? Oh. An airship?
And it's from
Oh hey, are we
Grandma's.
finally gonna get an airship?
I guess it was one of
I
this
mean, for real this
Fal'Cie's
time.
weapons, or something.
Not pictured any other weapons?
But we got
It's a
the
gate
bird
to
ship.
Grandpa's.
Wasn't that good enough for you?
Yeah, but this is a pulse ship and...
Yeah, the bird ship was under the command of Bartandalus.
That's our exit? Pulse or bust?
Could be one of Daisley's traps.
I know things. This glowing thing here is actually a portal to Pulse, I'm sure of it.
I'm doing the flying. No more of these ships taking charge of our travel plan stuff.
Yeah, see, Sans has a right idea.
Taking us is where these boys tell it to.
Really? That is a Grand Pulse ship.
Really? Leave it to me.
Okay.
He's also the comic relief. Did you remember that?
Borrowed time, so we might as well go.
I had forgotten.
Maybe we'll even turn up some way to get rid of these.
I was so
goofy
happy that I'd
tattoos.
forgotten.
But there's no way to do that.
Also, Snow is
Never
the
know.
cool one if he's not
Maybe
a
we just
bumbling
didn't think
idiot.
to look for
Remember that? One-liners and quips.
Nothing else.
He hasn't said hero in
We
a
know
while.
Cocoon's safe for the time being. I'd say it's worth going to take a look.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
safe as long as you don't do
What
anything
about your
about it, guys. Maybe take an extended vacation somewhere.
I made him a promise.
So hang on a
I
minute.
promised him to keep going and do what I
So
had
it sounds like everyone is now planning to go to Pulse, but where did this idea come from?
The world's full of
They
lies.
weren't talking about this at the
There's
beginning
no
of the
way knowing
cutscene.
what's right.
They have a
All
Grand
we can
Pulse
do
ship, they saw this
is believe in
glowy thing that
ourselves.
is apparently Pulse related,
It's easy to
so
sit
they
back and let
realized
people
that,
trick
well,
you.
Pulse is the only
Like
way
how the
to go,
Sanctum had us all
obviously
thinking
now.
that Elysium
These
was
are
some
almost
sort of
two
monster.
things that almost point into
Done with
a
their lies.
direction. This is better than most of the other
So
cutscenes in
focus
this.
then. From here on out, I use my eyes.
For a second I thought that this plot was coherent, but no,
And act. I might
that
not
was a
make all
lie.
the
I
right
didn't actually
choices,
think the plot was coherent
but
for a
as long as I'm
second.
the one who
What the
decided
fuck
what
is
to
Hope
do,
even talking about?
There's nothing to regret.
It's like you had your character development already. Stop pretending that you're finished with it and now you are one of the good guys.
All right, let's do it. I'm with you. Bad choices and all.
Everyone is
Of
happy.
course, I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, it's
Pulse is hell,
great.
you know.
Oh,
You
is it
dumb
now?
idiot.
How many times have you been there?
None.
Like, this,
But I want to go.
even
See
by
what it's
Final
like for
Fantasy
myself.
XIII standards, this is just so
Okay,
forced. I mean, Christ.
I mean, I didn't even realize he was making a joke with the hell comment.
So,
Or did
everybody
he?
in?
You don't
Yes.
know because the voice delivery is
Off
so
to hell we
bad, and I
go.
don't even blame the voice actor, it's the directing probably, as has been mentioned a lot of times. Did he not realize that we have two people from Fang in the Fang from Pulse in the party, or did he and was
No one
being
ever
witty
said the
and
future would be easy.
Besides, Square have always historically had a bit of a problem with voice directing for as long as they've had voice acting. I mean, hell, just look at how they started in 10.
I don't know, I don't mind 10 at all, even the laughing scene.
But I
Think
we all
it
saw the
works
glimmer of
enough.
a dream somewhere in the sky that night.
Yeah, but the voice direction though, specifically, I mean, the acting was actually good, it's just the direction
The
was
tiniest
poor.
spark of hope. The
But it's not as egregious as here, where also the writing sucks. In 10 the writing doesn't suck.
Yeah, 10 actually had, the whole plot thing going for it.
Who could say?
So, at least I can imagine an actor reading that script and getting a little bit involved in it,
That
whereas
moment
these guys are just
come
like,
and gone.
don't know what the fuck is going on, I'm just going to read these lines and collect my paycheck and get the fuck out of here. Except Ali Hillis, she's going to be stuck in this for 5 years.
That poor woman.
So, what? Why is everything...
Well, they're traveling through hyperspace now. Obviously.
And
Did
yeah,
it!
Yeah,
We're-
told you, didn't I?
we're in Pulse skies now, I guess.
Outside of this thing we saw for a minute. A millisecond, I mean.
Playful little critter, isn't he?
Yeah, we'll play with someone else.
Happens all
Oh,
the
you
time.
sure told him, Lightning.
He thinks we're
Ha!
lunch.
Giant murder beast that wants to kill us. Usual.
Seafood, cute.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, this is good. I like where this cutscene's going.
Yes. Action. Excitement.
This would make a really good video game. I mean, seriously, look at this shit. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe we are going to see him again.
And here is the explanation for why he's actually in an airplane. Because otherwise this scene wouldn't make sense.
Here goes.
would be embarrassing if he turned into like a turbo laser and nothing else.
Oh, look at Hope being all snarky. Because he can sure pull that off.
Much like in the last scene where he tried to make a joke. Look at how pretty everything is.
Look at all these wide open spaces and everything.
Welcome to Grand
So can we just fly around Pulse on a dragon now? That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it would make sense, right? Oh, I might have identified a problem here.
Oh man, guys, we're finally at Pulse.
We are. We've done it.
This is it, guys. We've reached the point.
Where it becomes good?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
This is that point where everyone who says that Final Fantasy XIII is too dumb and you're trying to defend it, they always say, oh my god, you gotta get to this point, it's get so good! Spoiler, it's gonna be shit.